Yo, Bob, it's time.
It's time. Let's do this. Come on back, brother. Woo! Oh, man. Oh, yes. All right, that's what you want?
Let's make that happen.
All day long, brother.
Woo!
All right. Yes. And I don't even know if I have enough power in these clippers to chop through this. I'm gonna do it so you can watch me. Good. And I've always wanted to say this, but that'll be $8. Yeah, man. Just like that. How many years?
2 years of growth.
And two seconds to chop.
Doesn't even seem fair.
I'm gonna keep that there as inspiration. There must be a good reason why you decided to chop this off.
I have a 3-month-old baby and she keeps yanking all my hair, and you know, it's just time for it to get cut. 2 years of growth was pretty fun and inspirational, knowing that I can do it.
So when you started growing it out, what did it look like? It's been 2 years. Do you even remember?
It was quite different. I had a disconnected undercut, and growing it out from, you know, pretty shaved sides to very long, you know, it took a lot of dedication not to mess with it. It was always the awkward stage for a long time, it felt like, and finally it got up where I could put it in a proper ponytail and out of the way. Started getting a little bit easier.
Was that your last like proper haircut, or did you have some trims in between you and?
So no trims. It was about summer 2019 was the last real haircut I had.
So what I'm gonna do is just section this hair out the way, get some of this length tucked away so I can start digging into that fade. We're gonna keep a lot of the shortness at the very bottom of your hair. We're not gonna drag up that fade too high. Keep it still pretty gentlemanly. Let it grow out as it comes in. And so I'm gonna keep a lot of the fade aspect of it way at the bottom. You've got great hair to comb. Looks like it behaves really well. So we'll leave a little bit of that to work with. So when I'm doing this clipper over comb, what I'm looking for is, I did the number 4 at the bottom, and I know that that's a little over ½ an inch. And then when I pull this comb out, I'm pulling it the longest part of the parietal ridge straight over the ear. Like I try to mash it up with typically at that length, the hair's gonna play nicely. I'll have a little bit of comb, but still nice and tucked into the head. Once I create that guide, I'll bring this down and connect it to the shortest point. So if I were to pull this comb out like straight, it would look like if I had used my shear, pull out with the comb, I'm following the natural shape of the head. So if I were to go straight across, that line would be way up here, but I'm trying to follow the natural shape, and the back of his head is right here. So when I pull the comb out, that line is aligned with that occipital bone in the back. And then we start curving it back around to catch up to the classic parietal ridge right here on the side of the head. So now that we've already established, like, okay, I'm gonna keep it about this length, nice and tucked into the head. It'll grow out nicely. Still want to take this taper down a little more aggressively, make it modern. When I say gentleman's taper, it still means shaving it out to the skin, but just maybe not as high. And your hair is very fine, so we'll add some texture to it without taking too much density out. Give it some movement, give it some volume, but without, like I said, making it spiky or completely removing it from your head. So even though your length is probably very similar to what it was in the picture, because you guys have very different textures, we'll adjust to find that sweet spot where you can still get some of that volume, because at this point, typically with fine hair, even with my curly ass thick hair, anything over 3 inches usually gets a little heavy, and we'll start to... I'm a grower, not a shower. Just cross-check this real quick since I dug in a new guide. With the long hair, you kind of just let that thing flow, right?
So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot more probably to it, which is okay.
You are wrong, sir, and I'll tell you why. No, man. Like I said, the haircut that I'm gonna try to give you is something that's gonna look good if you take your hat off, if you get in, open the windows in your car and get it a little blown around. Our sea salt spray is one of those like low maintenance kind of effort. Just spray some in the morning, let it dry out, give it some texture. But for your hair, since I want a little bit more volume and texture, a more classic look, I'm gonna send you home I'm gonna show you how to use some styling balm. It's mostly about application, and like I said, you were thinking that you might have to put some effort into it. It's not rocket surgery. Styling balm, you see how creamy it is. That creaminess is from the moisture. So like I said, if you smash this through your hair too quickly, all in one go, it's gonna just like fall down. It's dry, not the way you want it. I usually recommend guys start off with a fat pea of product. Smash it around. All the way gone, but it's still there. It's nice and tacky. So when I'm about to put product in my hair, mine's a little different at this point because I have curly and thicker hair, but for yours, to get that like kind of voluminous texture, you just want to rake the product through your hair, and that's what I want to see. As soon as it hits the hair, it starts to harden. But it's also not enough product to keep it stuck there. And at this point, now that it's starting to build up, I'm feeling it coming off my hands, I will start to style it. Never used a blow dryer, never used a brush, never used a comb. Just fingertips and a whim. That way you have a nice textured, voluminous look without a ton of effort. All right, you're pretty cool about losing the hair. You just as cool with losing the...
Not as much, but it needs to be done.
That's usually how it goes, man. It's like, hey, Bob, just give me a haircut. I don't care, man. But hey, wait. With the beard, man, hey, man. All right, here we go.
Don't mess it up.
Oh. You can't say that right before I dig in, man. Have you ever heard of Minecraft? Just gonna do a straight beard. How's that length? You still thinking we should take off a bit more? What you feeling? Maybe another inch or so?
Maybe. What do you think? You're the expert.
Yeah, but you're the one that lives with this thing.
But it'll grow back.
I signed up for chopping things off, man. Yeah, let's take it a little bit shorter. I'm okay with that. So I saw you pinch an inch, so. Yeah, no one's gonna be too upset that we took this down, are they?
No, absolutely not. Especially my mom. Like been begging me to cut it off.
See, they're doing it all wrong. Mom, you gotta say just trim it. Like say trim it and maybe eventually we'll chop it off. But if you say cut it off, yeah, it'll be the last thing that we do. Do you do anything fun with the mustache?
Not normally.
Let it ride.
Let it do its thing.
Well, not only am I gonna send you home with some styling products, we're gonna hook you up with some mustache wax too, man. Yeah.
Dang, looking good.
Heck yeah, man. And your hair still standing up a little bit, the way intended. You have these sunglasses? Because it's the only thing that's missing at this point. So since we already used some tree ranger, you get throw in just a couple of drops of our beard oil. A long beard like this will sneak up under that jawline, get those areas that are typically neglected. Follow up with some of our utility balm. Small pea, fat pea. Yeah, I like fat pea. It sounds way better than
Fat pea's got personality.
Yeah, and since we're here, go and use some of our mustache wax for that incredible. I'm not gonna be gentle with this stuff because that is quite the mustache. So right now I'm just like trying to smash it all the way in. With my finger, you know, my body temperature, it's gonna warm it up. I want it to somewhat infuse into the mustache or let this relax a little bit. And at the end, when it starts to harden up again with the AC in here, then we'll start to style it. Did you think you were gonna look like this?
No.
Yeah, I'm a wizard, man.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Brother, here you go, man. This is for you. You said you were a fan of Four Vices. That's all you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Whoever knew sweat could smell so good? I did, because I've been using Beardbrand's new deodorant. Grab it at beardbrand.com.